Welcome, I just scared my cat, to a brand new episode of Drag the Lake. I am one of your hosts, Andy Malafrino. With me, as always, the late great Pat George. Pat, how the heck in S are you, you son of a gun?
Pat George here, Andy. I'm great, and it's wonderful to be here, seeing all these dragettes here for our wonderful stream. This is the greatest advertised stream on the eastern coast of the internet, and I want to thank you for being a part of it with me, Andy.
And we have a hot new episode of Danzig Era Misfits. A lot of fun stuff to talk about today, but Pat, I gotta get something off my chest. We're gonna get into music, but I in preparation for today, I watched an hour-long YouTube documentary about that SBF guy, and I gotta be honest, I'm sick of these fucking tech pros. I fucking hate them. Because it's a bunch of, I don't know, like, normally they're, like, small and spindly, but this dude had, like, a potbelly and bitch tits, and he's just, defrauding the American public. Do you know who this guy is?
No. Who are you talking about? But
he was the
look good. Sorry.
No, there's something about ruining financial situations for a lot of people and having fucking bitch tits all at the same time that just bugs the ever living shit out of me. I'm trying to find a picture of him for you.
Try to find a topless one or something sexy.
Yeah, this one right here is pretty fucking sexy. Here. Do you remember this kid?
Oh, Jesus. No.
Yeah, man.
You can't defraud somebody looking like that, man. That's fucked up.
You can't, dude. You gotta look like what's his face from fucking American Psycho. You gotta look like Christian Bale. You gotta be all sexy, looking at yourself in the mirror while you're fucking and killing bitches. But you can't. You're a fucking League of Legends dork with titties, and you're just, you're controlling all these financial sectors or whatever the fuck. And it's just like I got that on my mind, and it's just like I don't know if we need the fucking tech sector, dude. It's a sham. And even because like most of the people over there, they don't make anything. Like when you watch the whole SBF thing, or I'm watching the whole SBF thing, they're going through all the technical shit where I was doing this, he was doing this, then he realized he could do that to defraud this and make a little extra money there and blah blah blah. But in actuality, he literally was just like, yo, our website fucking rules. And everyone was like, bet? And he was like, yeah, dude, it's the best. It's the best website. What?
Who was that one lady that did the blood testing machine that she was like, she did the same thing? She was like,
Theranos, yeah.
Yeah, she's like, this is a magic machine. Like, what is that energy that, like, people are fucking falling for these people that are like, dude, our fucking algorithm rules, and you're just like, okay, that's good enough for me. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Like, people like you and me can't just go like, our show is great, and they're just like, fuck off, dickhead. No, it's not.
You know what I think it is? I think because of where we are with the economy, and this kid got big during like the crypto boom. Like, you remember when COVID happened and the government gave out a bunch of free money? And, well, quote unquote free money. It all comes from somewhere. But the government gave out a bunch of free money, and everyone was like, well, I'm not doing anything. So they started buying crypto, and the price like shot up, and people got excited, didn't learn an ounce of that, put all of their fucking money into it, then lost a shitload of money because they didn't learn what the fuck crypto was, and they got scammed easily. I think what's going on is like the economy is ass, and people see this like this little carrot hanging in front of them, and the carrot's going, hey, just grab me. You won't be fucking poor. You won't be a poor piece of shit. You might actually have all that money. You know how you're drowning in student debt, and you have an entry-level job, and you're in this weird position where nothing you do will, you can't really do a lot to advance yourself because you're in crippling debt.
Yeah.
You might not be fucking poor, you loser.
Yeah, it's just a different form of the lottery. It's just the same thing.
People get bricked up over that, and when someone's being like, here's all the answers. That's what happened with the Theranos lady. All these people were like, I'm fucking sick, and this lady was like, here's all your fucking answers. And people don't see, what's the term? They don't see the forest. No, actually, that's not the right term in this. But they just basically, they don't see the bigger picture actually, and they're just hyper focused on this thing because they think this is gonna fix their fucking problems.
Well,
and that kind of shit fucking fucks people up. What were you gonna say?
They just don't ask questions. You don't ask follow-up questions. Like I think people perceive it as being like a dickhead or like a smarmy motherfucker, but you do it every once in a while, and other people like do it, but it's just asking for facts. So like when the lady comes in and she's like, there's this magical box that you put some blood in there and then it'll tell you everything that's wrong with you, and you're like, how come like nothing like this even exists even a little bit right now? And then she's just like, I mean, we figured it out. Like, but like how? You know what I mean? Nobody's even like with the crypto thing when that was happening. I think it was the crypto thing, and what was the other thing? The fucking what's the NGT? What's the fucking things? NFT.
Yeah, with the NFT with the gorillas.
Where I was just like
Bored Apes.
Yeah, Bored Apes and shit like that. Where I was just like, okay, so it's just nothing. It's really you know what I mean? Like with the crypto thing, you're like, okay, so I can invest in crypto. Okay, so like, what is it? And like you said, people don't know what it is, and it's like when I ask that one question, it's just like, well, what is it? It's just numbers. You're just buying numbers and a thing. And like, at least with my money, like my bank account, when it does have the plus number next to it, I know that I can go to a machine and I can put my card in and I can beep, beep, boop, beep, and I will get this many money. Like it equals something. With crypto, it's just like, no, but it's like you can like lose it forever and it will never come back.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing about crypto is what everyone's getting. This is what I always say about crypto. Like, I believe in crypto. I think it's good, but I came to that conclusion after doing a lot of research because if you don't fundamentally understand, and I'm still learning, but if you don't fundamentally understand how money and banking and things like that work, like, don't even fucking actually, honestly, here's my short version of crypto. Put a little bit out of every paycheck into Bitcoin and just fucking wait. You know what I mean? If you're trying to get into it for a get rich quick, you're going to get butt fucked. But like my whole thing with crypto is you see all these people. I realized it when I was watching this video about like Logan Paul had this crypto phone game.
Are you talking about the boxer?
Yes, the boxer Logan Paul. He's known for, boxing Logan Paul. Mm-hmm. And he had this crypto game called Crypto Zoo, and a bunch of people like put a lot of money into it, and then they're like, so then Logan Paul, you know, kind of, he didn't follow through on his promise and we lost a bunch of money. And I was like, so here's what happened. Logan Paul said I have a phone game where you can buy crypto and make money playing the game. And then what you did is you gave off of just his word, Logan Paul, who has a track record, you gave him 10 grand. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm not trying to victim blame, but like a lot of that's on you, dude. And it's like the same thing. It's the same thing with crypto. Like I've heard, I don't understand financial markets and banking as much as I should or as much as I'd hope. But I've heard enough smarter people go, yeah, with any of these exchanges, when they promise you these lofty things, if you know anything about it, if you know anything about those markets and shit like that, right? You'll see a few little signs where you're like, oh, all of this is very impossible. So it'll be like a red flag that you just, I'm not going to invest in that. But I think you get enough people who know like a little bit about it and they are excited at like, oh, this might be the thing. And then they become people who are very easy to take advantage of. For me, thankfully, whenever it's involved with my money, like I learn shit about it. That's the part about crypto that amazes me is there's all these people that get into it like pretty heavy, like on the SBF documentary I was watching, you get a lot of people who are heavy into this stuff who they're heavy into the stuff like all of their fucking money. And then they like didn't do any, I don't know about any, but not enough due diligence. Then you see some of these like financial people who are just like, yeah, I just looked at that and realized they're full of shit. You know, it's like, yeah, I think you need to take a step back and when it's financial stuff, like take a step back and really assess it before you go that fucking balls deep into it.
Yeah, I just go with the not having money, so I don't have to worry about any of it.
Yeah, that is a good workaround to just avoid having money.
Yeah, I've done pretty good at it. I've actually rebranded it as being unmonetized. It's not demonetized because it was never really there.
That's a good strategy to have. I think long term you can't really get scammed if you don't have money to get scammed. There is a part of me when I'm walking around, like if I forget to lock my doors and people steal my wallet, I more lock my doors because if I lose my license, that's 2 hours at the DMV. You know, oh my God, please drain my bank accounts. You know what I mean? Like, have fun. Maybe I could call the bank and be like, kind of be like, oh, I'm the victim. And then they figure out something and I actually get more money back. I don't know if that's how it works, but who knows,
I think so. I think that's what insurance is. It's basically where if honestly, if you could steal my identity and then like we could just fake my death, that might be pretty cool because I'm definitely more valuable dead than alive.
That would be pretty. That would be sick. You want to try that?
Yeah, there's no real way. We both have mustaches. We're both, I mean, generally, like if I just take my glasses off, we basically get lost in a crowd. So I think,
oh, dude, we should do the thing where you go into the bar and then hand me your ID, and then I go into the bar.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy goes, "You're both in your 30s. Why are you doing this?"
We'd just be like, "Hey, man, we want to feel young, man."
Ow! I just banged my elbow.
Okay.
But yeah, this is allegedly a music podcast, but I was watching that beforehand, and it was just driving me insane. Just looking at that. Sorry, my wife's giving me fucking dirty looks because I am furiously masturbating. It's how I podcast, babe.
This is what fuels the show.
This is what gets me going. You don't drag the lake until you play with the balls.
Yeah. She doesn't watch the show, obviously.
She doesn't watch the show. She doesn't watch 1 second of the show. But yeah, I'm like, well, no, I was watching that, and then I was also listening to another thing where they were like, with the invention of the cell phone, because people will always like blanketly shit on technology, and you're like, well, no, there's also a lot of good, and it's like there is, but then at the same time, we talk about how this, I think I'm just anti-technology this week because I do like technology, don't get me wrong. But like, there is this other part of it where we always big up the fucking cell phones. But then at the, like, how many people whose just daily activity is switching between 3 apps? We have this advanced technology because people always go to the cell phone. They always go to the cell phone or they go to the laptop or whatever. And it's like, yeah, when I get my cell phone, I check Twitter. Twitter doesn't hit the dopamine, so then I go to Instagram. And then after that, I furiously double check my fucking YouTube numbers. And when that's done, it's like, but no, well, at least we have laptops. And it's like, yeah, then I open the laptop and I pull up porn. It's just like, I think Ted Kaczynski was right. I think he was right.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, like, how many times have I told you that there's so many times where, I mean, because you also have read the man's work and you've done the research, but essentially where like there's not a lot, like aside, like the killing people stuff was wrong. Like, I don't understand why the killing people thing had to happen, but the fact that like you're like the precursor to like figuring out exactly what, like how controlled by technology applications. I don't even know what you want to call it. I just watched a crazy. So that's what you were watching. You were watching that shit. I just watched a crazy, I would say crazy, but a weird ass documentary about how, I mean, it covered a lot of ground, Andy. The lizard people that are feeding on our negative emotions so they control all of the news, which makes us fight with each other and argue, which that negative energy fuels them. Also, the moon is hollow, and that's where they live. Yeah, and there's a soul recycler on the moon, Andy, where when you die, your soul goes into that, and you're basically forced into reincarnation so they can continuously eat our souls. You see, Andy, human beings were not actually they were brought to the earth. That's because if you notice, all of the animals on the planet actually have a natural UV kind of thing built into their fur or their feathers or something like that, so they can naturally be outside all the time. Humans cannot. So we were brought here as like almost like a punishment. We were imprisoned on the earth, and we are continuously forced to be reincarnated and fed upon by the lizard people that live in the hollow moon. So I don't know, like, so crypto.
Hey, can I tell you something?
Yeah. What should I invest in? Buy now. Dude, I'm surprised I retained that much. That was all.
I was just going to say that. Yeah. Look at you. Patty remembers a bunch.
Dude, that was so good. I watched that like fucking hours ago. And I didn't even look at my phone. I put my phone down and everything. Like, I was in. I'm not. So, like, what I'm saying is there's some real news out there. There's some real shit happening. And then there's also like some like misinformation. What's what? We don't know. Crypto, maybe it's real. Invest a little bit. Live a little. But also, let's figure out why the moon is vibrating.
Maybe it's vibrating because they're bumping sick tunes. Pat, if you were on the vibrating moon, what would you be listening to you? And that's how we get it fucking back.
Music era misfits. That's what I do listening to.
I could go down, by the way, because I've been reading some stuff recently that I could go down that path with you. But this is a music show, and I am genuinely curious. What have you been listening to this week, Patrick?
Andy, I've actually been listening to a whole mess of shit.
The sounds of my screams, realizing how meaningless we are on this flat plane we call the earth.
Just realizing I could invest all I want, but really what's going to happen is I'm going to get eaten by goddamn lizard people. But I've actually been listening.
I'm going to invest in a gun for my mouth.
One bullet, please. Thank you.
Actually, Pat, you know what I invested in? Kublai knife.
Oh, you got it. Yeah. Look at that circle.
Look at, dude, it's got the circle.
It's got the circle.
That's a good knife, dude.
Oh.
That's a good fucking knife.
Hey, next time the wife gives you a dirty look, show her that thing. Just go, hey, respect me.
Yeah.
I'll fucking cut you.
The plan is I don't want to goof around too much, or else YouTube will fuck the channel.
We're fucking. It's parody.
No, that will be a part of my new move. Whenever we get in a fight and I start losing the fight, I will put it up to my throat and go, I'll do it. Say I was right.
I already got the note written. It's sitting on the fucking bed.
That would be sick if that is going to be my go-to if I do it. It would be appropriate. How many times I've lit.
What would you listen to when you did it, Andy? No, I like real slow. Andy, I've been listening to.
I'm so happy I got this. I'm so happy I got Steph. So when I got it, Steph, we've talked about this before. Steph, but my wife.
Oh,
she's a big fan of the rules. And New Jersey is not a big fan of knives. And
really.
Yeah, saw that.
That's where they draw the line. Sorry.
She saw the knife and she was like, make sure you put that in a safe spot. And I was like, you don't buy a Kublai knife to put it away.
Yeah, no, that's going on the wall, baby.
You buy it to put it in your pocket and to yourself go, I have a Kublai knife in my pocket.
That's not going on the wall, baby. That's going in the wall, baby. And you look at her the whole time and you throw it right at, try not to hit the cat.
Because that wall over there, that's my stabbing wall now.
Yeah. See that one? See all those slits in there? Yeah. Yeah, that's from Kublai knife. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So either so is it like you can either have Four Loko in your state or knives? Or what? Like why does New Jersey have such a knife? What's going on?
I don't know. I don't know what the rules are per se, but I know guns. Jersey is Like I remember Nate was telling me about it. He lives over in Jersey City and he was trying to get a gun and you basically have to go to like the police department and there's like a guy that you have to be like, "Can I pretty please get a gun?" And he's like, "Yeah, can I get a gun, mister?" And he's like, "Sure." And then you probably have to wait like 2 weeks or something and then you get a fucking shitty gun. And then even when now, I've been saying this for a while and have not been double checking if this is true or not. This is just what I think is the case. But I do think Jersey is one of those states, like, even if you have a gun and you legally own it and someone breaks into your home, you have to prove that you, like, ran away, cowered in a corner, pissed your pants a little bit.
Yeah.
But, and then just not use the gun, you know, for it to be, like, legal. It's like one of those weird, I don't know. I'm of the belief if you cross that, you know, if it's after hours, and you cross that property line, whatever happens, partner. I'm of that belief. You know what I mean? But
this is maybe a Florida thing for me. But like, I realize, like,
say the N-word.
Hard R, please. No.
One, please.
One hard R, please. Right over here, Florida. I actually never have checked any laws permitting to any weapons ever. I literally assumed every weapon was illegal because guess what, Andy? It's a fucking weapon. It's a weapon. How could you ever legally have brass knuckles? How could you ever legally have a knife that wasn't meant for like utility work? I don't know. You know, like a Kublai knife, you're a warehouse guy. You like opening and closing boxes. I'm sure you don't do it with a knife, but you need to open a knife box.
Dude, I do the punch. You ever do that one?
Yeah, I do that too. Yeah, in the corners. Or something like that.
Punch a box open.
Yeah, I actually punch the side of the box, like the right where it says fragile. You give it right in the fucking A. But but there are practical knives out there, steak knives, your kitchen knives. But for the most part, weapons are weapons.
You named only food-related knives.
Yeah, steak knives. You know, an ice cream knife,
butter knife.
Yeah, pie serving dish, something like
that. The one with the ridges for bread.
You know, cake.
Just a cake.
Yeah, you know, cake. Sometimes, you know, there's that show where sometimes it looks like a knife or it could be cake. There's different options for everything, but I think there's ultimately, like, I think I never actually checked. Like, I just assumed that anytime, if I could buy them, if I could find them, they were legal enough. So basically anything I bought the flea market, I was like, cool, that's legal. But I'm pretty sure knives probably aren't legal in most places, right?
Yeah, probably. You know,
like I'm sitting here going like, why is Jersey not letting knives in? But like, I'm pretty sure there's probably some kind of like, oh, you can only have 2 inches of knife or 1 inch of knife.
Honey, we have company tonight. Pull out the Kublai cutlery.
The ones with the circles. Dude, you should get a whole mess of those.
Bands should start doing that. I was thinking about, because we were talking about this before, but like, this is great band merch. You know, it's got a use, and it's got a practical use, and it's a heavy weight. Like I said, it's got the circle. That means it's a good knife. It's got the circle. It means it's a good knife. And no, it's just like a good product. And I think bands should utilize, you know, we're joking, but, you know, I don't know. Would you get NoFX themed dish set?
Yeah, probably. You know, like, I'd probably get I'd like a nice, you know what I would like? Because it's a practical thing. Like you said, the knife thing. I would like a nice NoFX travel mug. You know what I mean? Like, or even, you know what? Like, speaking in the same like a mug set or something like tea set, something like that would be cool. Like, I don't even drink that much tea, but I think it would be cool to have a NoFX themed tea set.
Yeah, I will say for mugs, it is more about the like size of the mug. It's like the size and shape of the mug than what's on the mug. Because like I'm a fan of like a big fat mug. I'm a fan of a big deep mug, and I have a mug that my job got me that says like barbecue master on it or something like that. You know,
Why?
because they during the summer we make burgers and dogs on a Friday and they let me do it, so I'm the barbecue master. You know,
Huh.
it's a little
Right.
fraudulent. It's not.
Oh,
It's a little
hey,
fraudulent.
they're your friends.
I'm just cooking up frozen meat. I'm not the master. But it's a deep mug, and I got to tell you, it got moved to the front of the line
Mm-hmm.
in the morning. In the morning when I'm getting coffee, I go trying to get a big gulp of this. You
But
know, so mugs, it's more about the shape and size of the mug.
but that's what I'm saying is like how cool is it? Like so I like if you have a really cool because you know us we're a couple of weird fucking dickholes that as soon as we find a thing we like, that's the thing that we want to use exclusively. But like how cool would it be that if that deep ass mug that they got, yeah, it says Grill Master or something like that. But what if it said fucking Jesus piece on it? You know, wouldn't that be a little bit cooler?
Yeah, no, that's actually a great idea where bands should have sort of,
Old people merch.
but not like it should have the energy of like, yeah,
Yeah,
geez,
I
but
hate
then,
Mondays. Jesus piece.
Jesus piece apron, but
Yeah.
when I'm grilling and I throw on my Jesus piece apron, like obviously to everyone around, I'm like, I got an apron with a hardcore band, but
Yeah, but in
inside
here,
I'm like,
yeah.
but inside I'm making those burgers like I have the sickest fucking apron in this whole fucking town.
I'm so glad I got to finally wear my fucking apron. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh my god, oh my god, I've been waiting all week to wear this fucking apron. It
have
says
you used the
Jesus
knife
piece.
yet? Have you used your knife yet?
No, I haven't. Like, I'm gonna write some poetry and then use it later. You know, when I'm feeling.
You're gonna get us unmonetized again.
Actually, speaking of which, we are creeping up on, like, all jokes aside, we are creeping up on monetization. So if you guys haven't subscribed yet, or you know someone that might like the shit, suggest it to them. And then, yeah. So when we hit a certain amount of subscribers and watch time and all that, we can monetize the channel and during the streams beg for your money. And that's why
Yeah.
I'm in this. I'm in
Yeah,
this
that's
to
honestly-
beg for cash.
We need it. We need more cool merch. Andy, if I can, speaking of practical merch in NoFX, I have a pair. One of my favorite pair of shorts I have is they're just some regular ass like short, like they're the same kind of material as like sweatpants, but they're shorts. And they say
Oh,
no
yeah.
effects down one leg. It's featured on the White Trash Two Heaves and a Bean cover. I got a pair of them. I think they did like a reissue probably like 10 or so years ago. I fucking still love them. I still love those. And it's just sweatpants with fucking the band name on it. That's it. You know, practical support. I love it.
I like that. Yeah, that's like the 2 for 4 band merch is cool and practical at the same time. Like a big letdown was, you know, and they're one of my favorite groups, and they've put out a lot of great merch. Actually, they're added God damn it, what am I trying to say? 2 of these shirts definitely got bumped up to the head of the line on favorite shirts, but I got these 2 new Run the Jewel shirts from my wife, and they're fucking great. Oh, but the point I was trying to make is they've definitely dropped the ball a few times. Like they put out these gray sweatpants, which I will say they are comfy sweatpants, but they had Run the Jewels down the leg, and that shit made it maybe like 2 washes. It got washed off real easy.
Yeah, you got to have more quality. Like these, considering I think the first run of them, I don't know if they ever actually sold them as merch, or if they just had that one pair, and then enough people probably asked them over the years. They were like, "What the fuck? Are you ever going to sell these again?" And then they finally did. Or if they, but like the quality of it, like I wash those motherfuckers. I probably wear them when the weather's right. You know what I mean? I probably wear those suckers. I'd tell you probably every other week, and over that time, they've survived quite a while. So, like, if you actually put real effort into like the manufacture of that merch, that's the shit. That's what I'm talking about. Like, the advertising of it's one thing, but also like, dude, I don't know. It's really weird. I know both of us are very merch oriented. We are very.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is like we love talking about. We go to merch a lot. We love talking about merch because it is like we were joking about, and we don't have to rehash the Funko Pop conversation. We don't have to have that again. But like there is lazy ass merch like the Funko Pops where you just have a corner of your room where you're like, oh yeah, Rick and Morty, and then you go on with your day.
Right.
It like we're joking. I'm joking about the Kublai knife. I mean, when it gets dark enough, I'll do it. But when we're joking about the Kublai knife, but it is like fucking cool. And you know, my wife can call me a dork, but I'm sitting here like, yo, I love that I have a Kublai knife, and there were only 500 of them. Because I fucking love Kublai. I told you, I start my day off by listening to Theory of Mind 5 times in a row, so I don't hate myself.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like I love Kublai. So you know, we may have these merch conversations over and over again, but it's like a big, because here's the thing, me and Pat, we're professional likers of stuff. We really like to like things. Which, sidebar, I've been trying to figure out how to learn things better and pay attention while listening to audiobooks, and I've been getting substantially more obsessed with the CIA, but like reading into the CIA, you're prone to getting sadder about stuff. So I flipped it, and I've tricked myself into thinking everything they're doing is sick. You know what I mean? So I'm just like,
I fucking hate humanity. Fuck Americans, dude.
No, I'm looking at it from the perspective of, damn, it must have been so fun to be in the CIA. Like if you just were a sociopath, it has to be so fun to be in the CIA. So I look at it through that lens. But me and Pat are professional likers of stuff, and when bands put out cool shit, like I was bringing this up. I might have sent this to you, but I was bringing this up, and this got me like so fucking excited. There's a website called Puck Hockey, but with no O or E on hockey. But yeah, they got full hockey jerseys for bands that you like.
Yeah, I seen that one. I think they market the Slayer one to me pretty hard. But I mean, why wouldn't I want that? Because it's a pretty sick ass thing. But also the hockey jersey thing to me, yeah, like those, yeah, dude. Look at that shit. That's fucking sick. No, what was the other one? The
first one or the second one?
Second one. Right? No,
the red one.
Yeah, that one's pretty sick too.
Oh, you're talking about the black one.
Yeah. I also like I see that's another thing is I feel weird about the hockey jersey makes sense to me because I like hockey. I would feel weird wearing a basketball jersey, but I know a lot of hardcore bands use that. But dude, I'm telling you, sports themed band merch is still some of my funnest shit. That's still some of the shit that I love the most because, dude, that shit's comfortable and it's fucking durable. I will spend $100 on that because I know that $100 jersey, like especially if it's actually like quality made and shit like that. It's not just like iron on bullshit, which I think those are. I don't know exactly if those are like quality or shit, but about $200 is what an NHL authentic real jersey costs. So if that's about 100 or so bucks, why wouldn't they make it like sew a fucking Slayer patch on there? I hope Slayer's getting some of that money. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if some of these companies.
I'd imagine they are licensed. You know what I mean?
That's cool. I've never seen a Dance Gavin. I've seen big bands like Pantera, obviously like Metallica, Slayer, shit like that. But I've never seen Dance Gavin Dance or like other band like more.
Oh shit! Look at this. Look at this. Cool. Well, his name is Joe, but I know him as Tonye from the Panties Discord. But he said Fiddlehead. Have you heard of Fiddlehead? They're pretty good. I'll send you their stuff. They're pretty good. But they had a soccer jersey, which reminds me. Look, which that's like fun as shit.
Yeah.
And that's also too.
It looks cool. It looks because like that was what I was saying about like podcast merch and shit like that. Like the podcast merch that doesn't necessarily just say the name of the podcast, but it has like it's a quote from the show or it's a cool design like that. Like it's like it adds a little bit more to it.
Yeah. Wait, Tonye was also saying. Okay, here. Oh, but this was the other one I wanted to show you. I just remembered I got this one. Run the Jewels did soccer jerseys too.
Oh, you got one of those?
Yeah, I got one of them. They're pretty nice. I will say one of the patches started coming off kind of quickly.
God damn, what's going on with Run the Jewels in their merch, dude?
I think it was some growing pains cuz this was I
Their
think
third
this
album.
was this 2 or 3. I guess it was 3 if the fucking number on the back. The red is throwing me off because their second album was red and their third album was blue, but I think this is from the third album. You know, here's the thing I'll give Run the Jewels respect is they always try to keep their shit in America and keep it like fucking, you know, to smaller companies and stuff like that. And you know, with that, you know, you sometimes you hit some L's with some certain things because
Yeah,
it'll be like some handmade stuff, and it was just no, it was like a high quality shirt. It was just the patch was coming off a little bit, and I
yeah,
technically could iron that back on. It's not that big of a deal, but no, they usually pump out some high quality shit. Most of the stuff I've gotten from them, I will say their earlier runs of clothes were a little bit rougher, but now that they're kind of like a bigger act and they kind of like um you know can fulfill bigger orders and stuff like that, the
yeah,
quality of their stuff is coming out a lot better. I also wanted to say I was thinking about this too with the going back to the fiddlehead shirt. I was thinking about this. That's also cooler because I saw someone wearing a soccer jersey the other day, and I was like you get it because it's your favorite team and you get the jersey of the guy you like and stuff like that. But soccer jerseys suck ass because you just have to have like Cricket Wireless all over the front
yeah,
or
yeah.
Air America or just some you have to walk around with a shirt with a giant corporation on it, and to be able to have like a soccer jersey that says a band you like, that's 1,000% better.
Maybe that's why I should get a basketball jersey because there's no basketball team that I'm gonna support enough to wear that. So why not just get a fucking band basketball? Like get a but this I don't know a Slayer basketball jersey. I don't know about that.
Well, I'll say this with getting like an actual football jersey or actual basketball jersey, there is now I'm mixed about this statement I'm gonna make because I see both sides of it. But have you ever been like you ever hear someone go, it's weird getting a basketball jersey or a football jersey because it's like you're just kind of buying someone's uniform. And
Mhm.
like there is part of me where I go, yeah, you are kind of doing that. But then there's another part of me where it's like, I don't know, dude. That's the team they like. And that's the player. I don't know. I don't know. It just seems like a fucking I'm on both sides of it cuz like I would never buy a jersey per se. I would buy like sports apparel, but a
Yeah,
jersey does feel weird. And a jersey does feel weird sometimes, but also at the same time, you know, one of the best expressions I ever heard is don't yuck someone's yum.
yeah,
And you know, if you go to a fucking football stadium and you see it full of people wearing jerseys and they're having a good fucking time, who the
yeah,
fuck cares? It ain't the biggest deal in the fucking world.
yeah. I don't think there's my issue with it is not necessarily whenever I'm buying a jersey, it's like I said, it's a lot of money. So I'm just cheap. I'm not gonna get a player's name on the back of a jersey because you're fucking gonna be here for like I'm gonna be a fan of this team probably my whole life, and you're gonna play for them hopefully for like 7, 10 years, maybe 10 years, and you're already like 6 years into your contract. So it's like
Yeah.
I'm not really, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm thinking more of I'm rooting for the team that's playing. It's a team of Theseus. It's gonna ever changing. It's a different coach. It's different players, different captains over the years. But for the most part, like these things, like the bands, a lot of times, unless they actually put themselves on it, they're kind of evergreen. So you don't. And you're right about the sponsorship thing too. I like the fact that the only hesitation that I would say about like a sports themed jersey merch or anything like that is the cut of like usually jersey sizes are like a little bit smaller than like shirt sizes sometimes. I don't know if they account for that, and they put up the sizing chart, but we've talked about that plenty of times. Who the fuck knows how to, what am I gonna do math?
Yeah, I think for me, if I'm getting a hockey jersey, I'm guessing to go a size down. But through my experience with getting football jerseys, you want to go a size up.
What about like soccer jerseys or football with a U, like they say it?
Yeah, that's what I said. I said for those, I'd probably go a size up.
Oh, I thought you meant football, the other jerseys, the
I don't
American
know.
football.
I might have said it wrong. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
But here. This is what I was trying to. What?
I forgive you for saying it wrong.
Oh, thank you, buddy. That's why
No
we're
problem.
that's why we make
Anytime.
a good team. Yeah, like this. Can you imagine
Emirates?
just Emirates fly better, and then just you have a cool soccer jersey, and then it just says Spotify on the front.
Yeah. That's we love Spotify. Obviously, we're big fans of Spotify.
Are we Spotify marks?
Yeah, I thought so.
Did I tell you? Oh, Tony makes a good point. Until the band gets canceled for no-nos, or they try to get canceled and they just fucking white knuckle it through that and go, "What are you talking about? What are you talking about?"
Hey, have you seen this hockey jersey?
Huh? And I sit here and I go, "I have seen that hockey jersey. Maybe I remember some things differently."
What do you got in Cutlery? Do you have any now?
I'm ready, dude. I'm ready to say nothing ever happened if you show me a good Dance Gavin Dance knife.
You're gonna have a bandolier of weaponry of all your favorite bands.
Yes, dude.
I'll give you a little bit of fucking my Devil Wears Prada nunchucks. Yeah.
Dude, I want to say fuck it and like sell Drag the Lake guns. Like, why the fuck not, dude?
AR-15s. Let's go for it. Fuck it.
Yeah.
With pump stocks. Pump stocks approved.
Let's fucking let it. No, we can't do AR-15s. I don't want it to pop up on the news. We got to do a less popular gun. We got to do a less popular gun.
What are those?
That kids popping SSRIs aren't gonna want to buy.
What about like a Derringer or like a or like one of those little weird pistol things that like the hookers put in their garter belts. One of those like these little belts, those little jams where you just like, oh yeah, king.
Mm-hmm. I think I heard. Wait, Tonya said, "Yeah, this would be sick." He said, "Drag the Lake High Point, bro."
What is that?
One of these bad boys. Right down here, just across the top, Drag the Lake.
Who would? So we're gonna start a GoFundMe for our gun merchandise that we're gonna start. I'm down for it. Like, I put me down for one of those.
And we would have to customize design. I want to make it easier to twirl. I think that's really important for me. It has to be very easy to twirl.
And also, I would like if we could put some LEDs in it, like in the barrel, so it lights up. Like, so
I like that.
Maybe a strobe effect, or like with every like bullet shot, the light pulses. So
that would be sick.
Bakoo. So it's like a cool effect, like when you hit the sound and like lasers go up.
We could put a little, and we could put like a Bluetooth speaker on it too. So like while you're shooting, you could like listen to some tunes and stuff.
Well,
you could
each one,
drag the lake, you'll find it full of love.
There would be, you can actually set the gun to auto fire for the breakdown. So every
that would be so fucking sick.
There
is a guy
semi-automatic.
I did find a guy online who was like playing along to songs with two guns. It was sick.
There was a one of the times, actually I think a couple times I saw Guar. There was one part where they had this big cannon that shot like jism or blood or something, and they basically the whole crowd, they just kind of like sprayed the whole crowd with it, and as he was going through, like as the pulses were coming out, the bass drum was just going, so it sounded like a fucking machine gun. It was fucking, dude, that blew my child mind away. I couldn't believe. I was just like, that sounds like a fucking gun. It was just drums. It was just going. I was just like, that's like a gun. That is shooting us with it. I'm such an idiot.
That is some great showmanship, though. Like that extra little detail.
Yeah, I did not, because I was just like, oh, it's cool. Like they have a gun sound effect, but I was like, no, they're doing that. Like he's doing that with the drums. It sounds like guns. So yes,
Oh
I'm on
man.
board. I'm verbally. This is a verbal contract. We are officially. That's our first bit of merch we're doing. What was the gun model again?
What do you say? High Point.
Drag the Lake High Points coming at you this September. That's right, this month. We're gonna have to start working on this real fast.
Wait, it's coming out this month?
Yeah, we gotta hurry up. Hurry up and
we're
vote.
Already. God damn it! September already started.
Yeah, we're behind the 8 ball on this one, man. We should honestly we should have been shipping out orders already, and we got to design it. I work harder under pressure.
Oh man, god damn it! We'll have to figure that out. Yo, you sent me this video.
Yes. Yeah.
This got me excited. So we told you the legend of me being a menace at Jesus Piece, and then Pat sends me this video today, and I'm watching it, and I'm like, oh, this is the video. This is the concert. I was like, is there video evidence of me being a utter problem?
Oh yeah.
Dude, and you know what? You want to know how much fun I had at the Jesus Piece show?
How much?
I'm in the pit at the end of the song, and at one point I see a camera, and I just instinctually go up to the camera, and the dude's like in the pit, and he's kind of pointing it at me, and I just instinctually go up to the camera, and I go, eh, and I was like, and then after I did that, I go, oh, you suck. I was having so much fun that I just did, like, because that's what you do. That's what you do when you have genuine fun. You just start being cringy. It's like the second I did. Also, you know me. I had my standard 8 Miller Lights in me. But I was just like, I remembered I did that, and then I was like, fuck, because that's definitely like the way I did it. You could see them adding a slow-mo close-up of that at one point in a music video or something like that, and I was just like, oh no, am I just gonna be encapsulated as being a fucking hand job?
It's one of those things, it's a thing where you intended to be like, you were truly in the moment at that point, but immediately like pulled right out of the moment as soon as you walk past that lens, and you're just like, fuck, like what the fuck did I just do? Like, because like I said, that I've done this plenty of times where like I've gotten the opportunity, or one time I've gotten the opportunity to like the lead singer was like, hey, you, and like gave me the mic, and I was just like, I fucking whiffed it big time. I told that story before on here, but like essentially where with Guttermouth, and I just tried a bad joke, and it just didn't work, and it just kind of killed it. Just really,
what did you do?
He said,
wait, so you're like in the crowd, they put the mic so you could sing the song, and then you were just like, what's the deal with airplanes?
no, he goes, hey, he's like, hey, you get to tell us what to play, to play the next song or whatever. And he's like, and he gives me the mic, and I go, the next song. And yeah.
And then Guttermouth was like, hey, I think we're just going to leave.
Yeah. And he's just like, it's even worse. He pulled the mic away like this, and he went, what did he say? To like the guitar player. And he said, you told him to pick the next song, so he said the next song. And
yo, dude, wait. The lead singer of Guttermouth turned to he's like, what
to the guitar player.
He turned to the guitar player.
He had like the mic like this, and he like, it was like muffled. He was just like,
he put it on his chest so he didn't go on the mic, so he didn't offend you, because he really wanted to go. He really wanted to turn to you and go, what the fuck did you just? What the fuck was that?
Yeah. It was in the middle of the show. Like that was the show where like everybody, he gave me the amplification and said, hey, you make a dick of yourself. And I said, you got it, bud. Anyway, you should play the next song. Do you get it? And he did not. So, but then he goes, hey, but we're gonna play this song, and then they started playing it and go, I love this song. I'm glad you played it. This is one of my favorite songs.
You're like,
I don't know the names of your songs.
You heard him play the next song. You're like, this is also good.
Yeah. Hey, I actually tried to make like eye contact with go, like, this is a good one. This is a good one.
Were you with your wife?
No, I was still young. I was a kid. This was when like this would have been like my world. If somebody would have brought that up to me later on, like, hey, are you the fucking dickhead that fucking stopped the whole show? Really?
Hey, wait, are you that fucking stupid piece of shit that had that bad joke? Aren't you that dumb fuck piece of fuck?
Yeah,
That
me
did
and,
that
me and Mark worked on that ahead of time. It's just something that's a bit we're working on.
The reason I asked if your wife was there, I pictured you
Explaining
after
that over and over
what
again.
no.
Like, I'm not weird.
So you do the joke and then they start playing obviously the next song and then you like turn to your wife and go like, I guess it was a good suggestion, and then you just turn back and just start crying.
Yeah, dude. I can
Hey, look,
with your embarrassment.
Hey, look, they listened to my suggestion.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fucking Christ.
Can we go home? Can we leave now? Like, we have to say it louder. And you're like, what? Can we leave now?
You're like crying. You're like, I'm going to wait in the car. You grab me a t-shirt.
I just
And your wife's like, what size are you? You're like, 2X. She's like, what'd you say? 2X. Just get a 2X. They run tight sometimes.
2X. If they have any Guttermouth basketball jerseys, could you get me one?
They probably won't, but if they have a hockey jersey too, I'll pay you back. Just fucking get
it. It was immensely embarrassing because it like I whiffed it big time. And like they're a very, they're pretty clever band. They got jokes, these guys. They like to have a good time. But yeah. I definitely empathize with you being in the moment and just being like, hey, here we go, guys. We're rocking, am I right? And you're just like, oh no. we were rocking. We were though, weren't you? Like, especially if the camera guy was holding the camera and he was like, yeah, dude. Like behind the camera, he's like egging you on, like, stick your tongue out.
I don't know, dude. Sometimes the alternative seems like, I don't know what the right phrasing is for this, but like the alternative seems like a nice blissful ignorance. Like there's this one family friend on my mom's side, or on my not my mom's side, my wife's side. But yeah, there's this like family friend over there where he fucking like, dude, this dude, I almost hate to bring it up because I would hate to hurt his feelings because he's such a precious soul, but he's also a fucking dummy. So I don't give a shit. But no,
you can
if you see this dude, I love you so much, you rule. But no, like perfect. I tried doing a joke about it one time. Like this is the type of guy he is. He posted this thing on Instagram where he was like relaxing before I go to bed, and you're like, what? Like, just go to bed. What do you mean relaxing? Like, just lay down in bed. I don't know. Maybe I'm overanalyzing that, but it was just a picture of him like on the couch. And he's like, yeah, dude, just relaxing before bed. And you're like, go to bed. You're tired.
Yeah. That's a post that's completely useless for sure.
Yeah. And then he did this one thing one time where we were at he went to WrestleMania and he was showing me pictures from WrestleMania. But he had like nosebleed seats. Like he was at MetLife and he literally was on the very top row. And when you're that high at WrestleMania, you can't see a fucking thing. So all the pictures he was showing me, it was just of the Jumbotron. And I don't know if you know this, but on the big Jumbotron in the center of the fucking arena, they just show you what you're seeing at home.
Yeah.
So he's showing me all these pictures.
The camera angles.
Yeah, he's showing me pictures of things I've seen already. And like that's like he might as well just show me pictures of a TV.
Yeah.
And then he hands me his phone and I scroll through like 4 of them and I realize like, oh, this is just shots of the fucking Jumbotron. I go, oh, cool, man. And I hand his phone back. And then he takes his phone, hands it back to me, and he goes, there's a couple more. And I go, you're not getting this.
See, no, at that point, then I'm like, hey, man, are you about to show me a dead body? That's what I would think immediately, because that's the only thing I think of, somebody showing me clearly, obviously, invisible pictures or pictures that I'm not interested in at all. If you're showing me those pictures and then you're just like, no, watch until the end.
Dude,
It makes me feel like it's so ominous.
It would be the literal equivalent of if you sent me pictures of your TV you took when you were sitting at the couch. It was the equivalent of that.
He sent you those pictures of his TV and he's just like relaxing before bed, watching WrestleMania. Have you seen this?
But he showed me this one picture one time and he goes, dude, it was great. We went to the Rob Zombie concert, which, sidebar, I've been getting into Rob Zombie. I've only really listened to the album, the one with Dragula and Living Dead Girl on it.
Yeah.
Good fucking time. Rob Zombie's a good fucking time.
I'll say that. Isn't that White Zombie? I mean, it's the same. It's the same, right? What's the difference? What's the difference between White Zombie and Rob Zombie, right?
I could not tell you.
But
I have no clue.
Can I be completely honest with you?
I would expect nothing less.
I don't think I realized, like, does he have like other stuff?
What do you
like,
mean?
Does he continuously put out records?
Oh, to this day?
Well, I mean, like you said besides, what was the one you said? Dragula and what was the other one? Damn. Living Dead Girl.
Living Dead Girl.
And I'm not saying this to be like demean. I like Rob Zombie. I think he's a great director. I like those songs, but like I don't think I know any other Rob Zombie songs.
So let me say this. I think it's like this. I think if you're like us, who we like Rob Zombie, but we don't listen to a lot of Rob Zombie, you're kind of like, there's Dragula, Living Dead Girl, and then like, you know, you're like,
Thunderkiss. That was the other one, Thunderkiss.
Oh, I don't even know that one.
All right, but that was the other one I was thinking of.
I think to the average person like us, there's like 3 Rob Zombie songs. Oh, yeah. And then he does the one funk song where I don't even remember that one.
Yeah. From the Beavis and Butthead thing.
I think Beavis and Butthead. That's where it was. But I think if you're a Rob Zombie fan, there's like Rob Zombie hits.
Huh. Get out of here.
You know what I mean?
So you've been checking them, Rob. So Rob Zombie out more, or White Zombie, like, or just whatever, all of it.
What?
You said you've been checking him out more.
Oh, I was just listening to Hellbilly.
Oh, okay.
That's the album. That's the album with all the like fucking hits on it and stuff. But either way, so this dude's going to see Rob Zombie, and he's telling me, he's like, "Yeah, we went to go see Rob Zombie at the Sands or whatever."
Holy shit. Sorry. No, he's like, it's like 98. It's like 98, 99, 2001, 2003, 2006, 2010, 2012, 2013, 2015. This guy is prolific. Holy shit.
Oh yeah, he hasn't been, and I don't say this to be a dick or anything, but he hasn't been overly musically relevant in a while, but he still just like puts out music pretty regularly.
Oh, cool. I had no idea. I'm gonna actually check out some of that stuff because I like those songs. Living Dead Girl, all of his top 5 though, and Spotify were from that album.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's one of those where that was the big fucking album. And I'm not sitting here acting like I'm a fucking Rob Zombie historian, but from what I can tell, that was the album. But also at the same time, he still had good albums after that.
Yeah. Hopefully. I mean, assuming he kept putting them out, I would assume that he's doing that while he's directing, while he's doing all this other shit. This guy, man, I gotta tell you, he's a ghoulish Dave. He's Dave Ghoul.
You know what else he's doing? I saw this Jim and Sam interview with him forever ago. What was he trying to do? He was trying to get a skate park built in his neighborhood.
Wow, what a cool old dude.
Yeah, I think Rob's on and constantly puts his wife in movies and shows us her tits.
Wonderful. That is honestly one of the best. The putting her in the movies part, that's a little annoying. But then the boobs part, I go, that's pretty cool. Because like she's not a bad actress or anything, but like
I like her. I think she's pretty good.
I think that's what I mean. Like it's not like she's offensive or anything, but it's just like it's kind of like with who's the fucking goth dickhead that does all the movies? Tim Burton. He's the one, like, and he puts his wife in every goddamn movie, and you're like, all right, we fucking
she's
get it.
She's pretty good actress though.
Yeah, but also I like when you're hearing about it. Helen or Ellen?
Helen, funny name, interesting name, Carter.
Yeah, Helen Botham. Is it Botham?
Helen Babob.
Helen Scissorhands Carter.
I'm gonna write Babob.
I don't think it's Bob.
That's someone though.
I think that's Mario Brothers. I think you're thinking Mario.
The fuck's her name? Helen Bonham Carter?
It's Bonham. She's in Harry Potter too. Put in Harry Potter.
Hermione? Oh yeah, this lady.
But she's in every. You just know that if that fucking dickhead is putting out a movie, that bitch is gonna be in the movie. You know what I mean? It's the same thing with Rob Zombie, but it's one of those things that, like you said, she's a very talented actress, whereas Sherry Moon Zombie is just not an offensive actress. And
wait, but you think Helen Bonham Carter's an offensive actress?
No. I said she is not. I'm saying he puts her in everything. It's not offensive. It's not as bad, but you just know it's going to happen. But like with Rob Zombie putting his wife in there, it's like, all right, yeah. Well, there's some tits. That's pretty cool. Hey, she plays a good psycho.
Yo, I will say this though. How many kinks did this chick unlock for dudes in Fight Club? You remember that? Where you're like, oh, I want a weird, freaky, smelly chick.
I want a weird chick to yell at me and beat me up and then like want to fuck me almost to death. And then we're like, oh man, that lady, she was unhinged.
Oh, she was perfect in Fight Club.
She looked like that whole movie. She looked like she fucking stunk.
That's what I'm trying to say. Is there's this there's this type of like freaky, slightly slutty girl, and I don't know about Helen Bonham's personal life. I'm just going off the character in the movie. Respect. I'm trying to respect the young lady. But I'm saying that character in the movie, there's that like weird, freaky, dangerous, slutty girl that also like kind of smells. That you're like, oh yeah, I wanna get chlamydia from her. Yeah.
It's one of those things where you're like, it's not like, oh, I'm bored. It's like one of those things of like, man, I really need that again. Like that crazy. Like I haven't had that impulse necessarily of that thing where in a destructive way, but I've definitely have those, you have those urges. I mean, because when you got donuts in the fridge, you got to eat them.
Or if you get if you get a dozen on the way home from the airport,
you got to eat half.
You have to eat all of that and then buy another one. Pat, we got some new listeners. What was that day again?
Well, Andy, that was my wife. My wife left for a week's time, and in less than a week's time, I consumed no less than 42 donuts, I believe.
Yeah, wait, when did she leave?
It was like a Saturday maybe or Friday. I can't remember exactly the day, but like
okay, so
she left for a week.
Oh, okay. And you had 40 donuts.
She went to her sister's for a week, so she drove and she stayed there for a couple days. So by the time she had gotten there, I had already consumed probably about 8 donuts.
Before you got home, before she got off the plane, you were 8 donuts deep.
Yeah. It was a big day. It was a real big day.
Wait, did you buy them a dozen at a time, or did you just buy 40 out of the gate?
No, there was like 12 bought immediately, and then half, if not most of those were eaten on the way home. And then I was like, man, those donuts were really good. I could go for some more donuts. I probably bought like 3 at like Sheets or something. I was like, what am I doing? I'm going to buy 6 of these. I'm going to have some dinner tonight.
Dude, I just picture you in your car. You're driving by Dunkin' Donuts when they're throwing out all the donuts, and you're just screaming. Whoa! Hey, buddy,
I'm honking. Hey. Hold on.
You're just yelling at him. You're like, you swing the car open. You're like, put him in the back. Put him in the back. He's confused and scared. And you're just like, throw him in the back. Just come on, buddy. Just throw him in the fucking back.
Put him in the fucking back. Just fucking put him in the fucking. Dude, I don't have any money. I don't fucking want any fucking money.
I get it though. Here's the thing: you and me, we're our own men, but also it's good that we have responsible ladies in our lives because it keeps a limiter on us for certain behaviors. Like I remember last time Steph went to the fucking went away for a week on business and shit like that. The first thing I did on the way home from dropping her off, I went fucking 6-pack of beer.
It's immediate.
Like DiGiorno pizza. And then boom. This isn't as like crazy, but like I'm not trying to one up your 40 donuts. I would never.
42.
But like instantaneously, 6-pack of beer, whole DiGiorno, Call of Duty all night, like just immediately reverting into like being a shithead.
It's no, but that's you said Call of Duty all night too. Usually she's here. Like, dude, before we started the show, I'm sitting on the couch next to her. We're watching TV, and I'm like dozing. Like that's our normal night. Probably head to bed around 10 or 11 o'clock, maybe that late. But we've already probably dozed a little bit on the couch already. But she's out of town. I am up 24 hours a day. I'm watching just trash. I don't even watch TV. I don't watch TV when she's here. I watch a couple YouTube videos about lizard people, and then I eat maybe 1.5 donuts, and then I do chores and I do whatever. She's not here. I'm not productive. I'm just like self-destruction.
And correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm pretty sure I'm right, but it's not, your wife's not walking around being like, Pat, not too many donuts, but like she's there. And you're like, oh, because I've had this too.
Yeah, I have a witness.
You're like, your wife is there, and you're like, I can't act like this in front of someone.
No, I can't. I get to the point where I'm like, I told my wife last week. I go, hey, look, I want you to know, no sugar, no sweets. And when I tell her that means don't bring any sugar or sweets into this house. Or soda or sweets. I apologize. Any soda or sweets. I don't want any soda, no sweets. Because usually I drink diet soda because I'm a healthy guy. So she's like, got it. At the end of that week, Andy, was that me sending you that picture of me eating that cookie sundae with my bet next to it. And I had already down probably about 4 Diet Cokes when I was there.
Yo, I know I said it last week, but it's still the funniest picture of, hey, I'm at a casino. Here's my cookie sundae and my bet slip for my $5 bet.
$5 parlay.
You're at a fucking casino, and I'm sure the person behind the counter was like, five? Just 5? You fucking dickhead?
He was like, I was like, can I just bet on anything? And he's like, yeah, anything. And I was like, $5, please. And he's like, whoa.
Ooh, so
before my ice cream melts, please.
My cookie sundae's on the way. Make with the slip.
Andy, you know what I had on I think it was Saturday this past weekend?
What'd you have?
I said, you know what? We were leaving. We had just agreed, Andy. We are not going to reward ourselves with food anymore. We're going to be responsible. We're going to cook more at home, and we're not going to just be lazy and just be like, we did good. We're going to go get, Outback or some stupid shit where we're just wasting a bunch of money.
I respect that.
So we did really good. We ate at home before we left. We went shopping. We did our shopping, and we were like, you know what? We should get a treat. I said, but just a little one. I said, I was thinking we could just go out and just get ice cream. What about we get McFlurries? She's like, you know what? We're over here in Mechanicsburg. Why don't we go to Urban Churn? I said, great idea. We'll go get a couple scoops. I got a sundae that came with a full piece of dark chocolate cake. We spent $20 on ice cream, Andy. What the fuck is going on? You're talking to me about how to invest my money, Andy. This is what I do. I have a problem. I have a very serious problem.
Like, is there a crypto exchange where I can buy cookie sundaes? Dude,
we went for some ice cream, and we each got a sundae the size of our heads. Like, she couldn't finish hers, and I couldn't. Have you ever been full on ice cream? Dude, it sucks. It hurts.
I don't. I get a little diarrhea if I eat too much ice cream. So I try to limit it to. I try to limit it to like a fucking ice cream sandwich or two.
I'm probably the only one of I can't even take credit. I'm one of the only adults to probably be in debt because of buying too much ice cream or candy. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how I'm not in jail. I don't know how you cannot be putting somebody in jail. Like you put somebody in jail for tax fraud, right? But what if they're like, hey, you ended up spending your rent money on candy and ice cream this week, so you're going to jail because you can't accidentally get somebody pregnant, please.
Because you're too much a risk to the public.
If Dom gets pregnant, I could totally see them taking that kid from us. I'm not responsible.
She sends you to the store to get like baby supplies, but they're all like
she would never send me to go get the support.
Like you get a pacifier, but it's a ring pop. All the baby clothes are made out of fucking pull and peel Twizzlers.
I'm like, did you see that they had Dunkaroos? They were on sale. Like, and we get more points on the gas card. So
that's hilarious. You need to figure out your sweets addiction.
I gotta get my life together, man.
Yo, shout out Henry, dude. What's up?
Hey!
Shout out from South Texas.
Probably a Kublai fan. Welcome.
Ooh.
That's probably how we got you. Hey, look, show him the knife. Don't brandish it. Don't brandish it. Ooh, careful.
Careful.
You see that hole? You see that hole, South Texas? That's a big old hole. You know, you like things that are big there.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Texas gay boy.
If you guys need to leave, I understand. I'm really sorry for talking.
You guys are gay over there in Texas.
I got really sweaty talking about hot dogs and donuts. We don't even talk about
That's
hot
what
dogs.
Pat said.
Hot dogs.
That's what Pat says. You're fucking gay over there. Anyway, time to have my ice cream.
Hey, you losers!
Yeah,
I'm gonna eat my Sunday elsewhere.
You're getting fucking called gay by old Patty Banana Split over here.
I still have yet to try the breakfast glizzy, but I'm very excited to try that.
Oh, you just heard about it? You never actually tried it?
I haven't tried it yet. No, I've seen tell about it, and I
should definitely try it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it soon.
I feel like you'd like that. Damn, I want a PB&J so bad. Oh, I didn't finish my thing about my family friend that fucking rules hard. But he went to go see Rob Zombie, and he was like, "Yo, he went to like the Sands or something over in Bethlehem, whatever it's called now."
Yeah,
but it was called the Sands at the time, and he's like, "Yeah, we went to the Sands." And they got a crowd shot of us, and we got posted on the Facebook page, which already is like, who cares?
That's pretty cool. Wait, you were just talking about that with the Jesus piece thing.
Well, that's a music video on YouTube.com. That's different. That's different. That's on YouTube.com, and they might post it on the Instagram, Pat.
Yeah. Okay, you're right. I'm sorry. I don't mean to nitpick. You're right.
But then he shows me the picture, and it's just a crowd shot.
It's like he's not in it.
No, it's the whole crowd. And he was like, because he goes, yeah, it was sick. Because right when they took the picture, I was the only one looking at the camera. And then like he showed me it, and it was a really wide crowd shot. And I'm like, where are you? And he's like, right there. And then he like zoomed in, and he had to zoom in so much. It was stupid blurry, so I had no fucking clue. And I'm like, that's cool, dude. That's so fucking sick.
Yeah, that's really cool, man. I feel what do you do in that situation? Like what are you supposed to say, even if that is the case? Like even like because I sent that picture. I remember there was a picture from the Jesus piece their Instagram that they posted where you can very clearly see all of our backs. Now, I showed you that. I sent it to Lemaire, I think, and I sent it to like...
You can see Lemaire like clear as day.
Right. And only because it was a cool night. We had a lot of fun memories, but I'm never going to be like, oh my God, at a party. Like, guys, I went to this show, right? And the band posted a picture of me on their fucking Instagram. Really embarrassing stuff. But, I'm flattered. But I wouldn't say that's a picture of me. I can see me because I know what I'm wearing. And if I pointed me at, that's Tyler.
You know what the funny part though? I will say this about the picture. So you can see you, Tyler, me, and Lemaire. And just because of how we all are, there is a very distinct thing about all four of us. You know, Lemaire's wearing the fucking lasagna party shirt. I have my white as snow legs, and you can see the gallows tattoo.
And you got the mullet crew in the back.
Yeah, and you got Tyler's got the fucking ramen ass blonde ass hair, and you're just being like, I'm number one.
We're the party in the back. That's what we are.
You are in the back, and you're the party in the back. But yeah, that was.
Yeah, I wouldn't bring up that story at a party. And like again, I'm not trying to be a dipshit or anything like that. But like, I wouldn't go to somebody like, oh my god, Jesus Peace posted me on there. They had no idea that I was in that picture.
That's where
because of that, you know what I mean.
That's where, that's funny because this like idea and concept reminds me of something I was thinking about it's like I think people need to do things to sort of like almost metaphorically make their world bigger. So, just that's why I try my best to constantly watch things that might be entertaining, but it wouldn't be normally the thing I would check out. So, excuse me, sorry. So if my wife has like a documentary suggestion, I always look, and it's like, maybe it's about a thing I wouldn't normally give a shit about, but I was like, she's usually good at suggesting documentaries, and so there might be something chill in this. So like, I'll check that out, and it kind of like, broadens the thing. Go listen to an audiobook or read a fucking thing you wouldn't normally read, so it like expands your world. So to bring it back so it can turn you into a person that your big claim to fame isn't that you got on your small ass your small ass body is on this band's Instagram page.
Yeah, I wasn't like, oh my god, I finally made it. You know what I mean? Like I've joked before about there's been 2 different times, I think. No, I think maybe just once. No, actually no, now 2 different times where I've been featured on the away games feed for a sporting event. So, or like when I went to see the Devils play against the Tampa Bay Lightning, I wore my Tampa Bay Lightning gear, and on the Tampa Bay Lightning broadcast, I was featured. Like, how they scan the crowd and they show like their fans in the crowd and stuff like that. And then also once at a Pittsburgh Penguins game during the national anthem, I was featured because I think I had a pretty sweet mustache at the time, much like this one. So, but like I joke, a little bit, oh, my first TV credit, but like I wouldn't be like, hey, I was on TV. I didn't actually put it in my bio. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't actually a thing where I'm just like featured on SN. You know what I mean? Like I had no speaking lines. I had nothing. It had nothing to do with me. It was cool because I'm a fan of the team, and I was on TV, wearing the colors and all that shit. But
yeah,
same thing where they weren't like, oh, there's Pat, we got him. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't put my name on a chyron. There wasn't anything done for me. So
yeah,
it's just being rooted in reality. Show somebody like, hey, look how cool this is. Because like, if that dude was in the front row of that whole group of people and you could make him out, that would be a pretty cool thing. That'd be like, oh, look at that. That is cool.
But, yeah, it could be like a cool profile picture or something like that.
At best, it's that. It's like it's just cool.
I will say this though. Like, if you did a thing and like, say you like went viral or something like that, and at a sports game or whatever, and you can exploit that for pussy, and then I would suggest bringing it up constantly. That's like my one asterisk on that. If you could exploit it for a little bit of pussy, bring it up all the time whenever you can.
Like, if there's also examples of crowd participation where like or something like that where you are kind of a star. Like, there was that fucking weird kid that took the selfie with Justin Timberlake not too long ago, like years and years ago. Sorry. Who was the other one? The lady that threw a bra at Drake. You know what I mean? There's
that was funny.
She was kind of nuts too, right? Wasn't she nuts? I mean, obviously.
She was a big one.
Yeah, she had some big old titties. But when she does, like when they do that, there's other examples. You know what I mean? Like you made yourself a part of the show in a way that is pretty cool. It doesn't seem so manufactured, but it was in the moment kind of thing. But it doesn't go past that. You're the lady who brought. That's who you are. You're the lady that said there was a fucking something fake at the end of the plane, and you're not going to ride the plane. You know what I mean? Like you're just a little viral sensation for a little bit, and then you're gone.
Oh shit, dude, this is so funny. I was looking up that selfie kid because I actually ended up because I get like, I don't know, shit like that is always really weird to me. Like I noticed that kid took the selfie, which I remember seeing something where it wasn't, because apparently that kid was like rich or something, and he had I don't know. I think it always felt like there was like a setup with the selfie kid, like it was a fucking it was like meant to be, because then he immediately started like turning that into a whole social media presence, and it was just very weird how he just turned into this guy who's like, you know, I'm posting all the time and all these people are fucking following me and shit like that. But yeah, I remember what am I trying to say? Because stuff like that just amazes me how he was able to parlay that into something where he's like going on news stations, and I think he like went on Ellen and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But then it's like, you know, it's kind of going off what you said earlier, where it's like, like it's so interesting how this turns into a thing, and you could shit on the kid as much as you want. His popularity is a reflection on how people are. It's the same thing I say about wrestling. Whenever people go back and go, can you believe that Vince McMahon did this in the fucking 90s or the early 2000s or whatever? And it's like, wrestling does shit that the crowd is gonna pop for. So it's a reflection of their audience, to be fair. They're not just doing that and the whole audience is going like, oh my heavens. It's like, no, they're doing that because the audience wants to see it. But anyway, that's a sidebar. Cause I was getting, because people always like want to overly condemn the Attitude Era, and it's like, well, then you have to condemn all of society. But anyway, it just annoys me because it's illogical and it's fucking stupid. It's like, think about it for two.
I get passionate about that. Yeah,
but no, it just intrigues me that like this kid did a thing, and then he just goes around and goes, hey, remember I did that thing, and then. That's what like, you know, with the development of TikTok and stuff like that, then you create the daily template that you can put your face into of like, this is the dance or this is the prank. And it's like, you can create a whole career off of, you know, oh fuck, I said I wasn't going to talk about Funko Pops, but you can make a whole career off of being a walking Funko Pop where your whole existence is, remember that thing?
Yeah.
You're just like the fucking selfie kid's just a walking Funko Pop.
Who's that one guy? I mean, I love him, but like he is very much a one trick pony. That's what the internet is. They're acting out memes. There's that big fat guy that bounces his belly up and down at everything.
Yeah, it's the only thing he does. Someone makes food and he bounces his belly behind it.
Yeah, in different places. That's it. He goes to different places, but it's the same thing each time. Who is the kid that just goes like this?
Bro, or whatever. He's in Fortnite this season.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Like you're because this.
Dude, I was so fucking annoyed because I feel like I've brought it up on here on Drag the Lake, and also if you watch Drag the Lake, you've seen my other shit. I love Fortnite. It's so
welcome to Drag the Lake, everybody.
Welcome to Drag the Lake. We clearly didn't have a lot planned this week. We'll do better next week.
This is a fun episode so far. We didn't just talk about merch. We talked about different things. I talked about donuts.
I feel bad when we don't stick to mainly music. But that's, I'm sure they're not mad about that.
Everybody loves it. Every single person here loves it.
Fair enough. Good.
Right? Yep,
good.
I see
it. You checked?
I checked the chat. Yeah. They're all loving
it. What were we just talking about?
Cake. No. I was talking about the meme. People are just acting out memes. This kid, he's in Fortnite now. You said.
Oh yeah. That's what annoyed me about Fortnite, because fucking last season, like the big character to unlock was like fucking Optimus Prime, and now they're like, here's the shrugging kid from TikTok, and you're like, yeah. Fortnite, I'm a 33-year-old man. some high expectations for this child's video game, and
Do
you
you
need to give me a character from my childhood, not this fucking TikTok son of a bitch.
Yeah, can you just please put Problem Child in this somehow? No, is there like a but like do you think that people that so like do you think there's the same energy in the guy who's like, "Hey, look, I'm in this group picture of the band took or whatever." Is that the same? Do you think that they feel that they have the same like push that like the Justin Timberlake kid did? Do you know what I mean? Like they're like, yeah, we're the same thing, or they think they have even a fraction of that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, is there like a level of celebrity that they think has rubbed off on them now because they've been featured on their pay? Like, I never felt that with the Jesus Piece thing. I never thought that anybody would look at the Jesus Piece page and go, "Oh shit, there's Pat." You know what I mean? Like I never thought that. But do you think that there's like a level of celebrity that they feel with
I
it?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it's a level of celebrity because I've never been the guy. Like if I'm showing you something, don't get me wrong. I've often been the guy who's talking way too much about myself and things like that. But I feel like, now I could be wrong and I could just be a fucking egotistical, self-centered monster, but I come from a place of pure excitement, and then I want to tell people about. It's why I fucking podcast and stream all the time,
Yeah.
because I think about stuff and I really want to tell you about it and shit like
Yeah.
that. So, if like with the Jesus Piece picture, if we were kind of talking about things like that, and then I was like, oh shit, you know what fucking happened with me? And then I'd show the picture. But I wouldn't be like say if we were hanging out, and it was like one of the first times hanging out, and there was a lull in the conversation, I wouldn't be like,
You
want to see
know.
so hey, you want to see something cool? You want to see something pretty cool? It wouldn't be that for me. But yeah, I
You
don't
show me
know.
that picture, you'd be like, check this out. And you show me the picture and I'd be like, cool. So where's that cool thing you were gonna show me?
Where is this the part of your phone with things that suck?
Yeah. This is
When do we get to the cool part?
this is like a palate cleanser before you show me the cool thing. I got it. But you're right. Yeah, yeah. It's not a topic, it's not a conversation starter, but it's a topic. You know what I mean? Like it's not something that you'd be like, oh, guess what? You would go like, you're right. Yeah, if there was a situation. So I would get that, but like in these other moments and stuff like that, where like even like in the situation where the band brings the little kid on stage and they go like, you play it. What's your name? How old are you? I'm 6. Oh, how you like the band? Uh-oh, I better watch my mouth. You know what I mean? Like those canned moments and shit like that.
Yeah, yeah.
There's lots of those, and I could understand that kid being like, check this shit out. I was a kid that played guitar with Green Day or the Foo Fighters or whatever the fuck it was. But if it's simply the band took a picture of the crowd and posted it, I wouldn't, you know what I mean? Like that would be a situation where you're like, and immediately you would be able to one up them because you can make out your tattoo. You have like evidence, like this would hold up in court. Our picture would hold up in court, I think. Maybe
this would
not
be
me, but you.
Actually, for most of us, it would be a good alibi because Lemaire could go, oh, I'll just show you that I own this shirt. Tyler has really distinctive hair. I have my my tattoo, and you're known to be number one. So I think that's pretty good evidence for you.
I oftentimes point to the sky because Jesus is my number one guy. So
when I was looking up the selfie, this is what I wanted to show you before we go to my last thing I wanted to bring up. But I was looking up the selfie kid, and this was the first thing I saw. Apparently, he got arrested. And just took the worst fucking photo.
His cheeks are all red. His hair looks weird. He looks like Wooly Willie's son. Poor guy.
Yeah. It says the selfie kid who snapped a viral photo with Justin Timberlake at the end of the Singer's Super Bowl thing. Ryan, now 18, was arrested.
What? Does that say 2018?
Yeah.
Damn.
He was arrested Saturday at a shopping mall in Florida where he was allegedly drunk and fighting with friends inside a California pizza kitchen.
Fuck, dude.
That's some Florida shit, dude.
Man, he keeps it real. That kid is fucking.
Wait, so he was 18, and I gotta imagine they're not serving in a California pizza kitchen. They're not serving underage. So he came to a California. He was drunk, chilling, and was like, "Yeah, dude, do you want to fucking hit up California Pizza Kitchen?
Do you know who the fuck I am? You're not gonna serve me." You know
he brings that up. He brings that up constantly.
Yeah,
dude. This is also another weird conversation where there's starting to become evidence that this, like this is like the pitfalls of the internet and virality and the dissemination of information and shit like that now. Like, looking at this kid arrested, getting drunk, starting fights in California pizza kitchens. Like, I'm not saying it's a definite, but there's a good chance that the selfie was the high point of his life. And like, this selfie might have ruined his life.
Damn. Dude, that like that. So the what is it? The child star curse. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of children's stars are like end up being like weird drug addicts or dead or like crazy shit like that. Maybe it's
they work for Nickelodeon, get fingered, and then they get cursed with mental illness,
or become boxing legends. Andy,
or
those. Okay,
or become boxing legends. When you're right, you're right. When you're right, you're right.
Beat the brakes off of Nate Diaz. I mean, I can't believe it. Watch the fight. It's free. It's on YouTube. There's I think there's still like a level of that with this. You know what I mean? Like, he had that child. Like, the fact that if it just went viral and they're like, "Oh shit, you're that kid that did the thing," and he just like, and his local news interviewed him, and that like maybe got picked up by the national stations or something like that, and they did a couple remotes. That's whatever. But the fact that he did like Ellen, and he's on fucking he probably did a couple other interviews, maybe even like his parent. I don't know his parents' situation. Like, maybe his parents were like, "We gotta fucking turn this into money. You're gonna do a record." You know what I mean? Like, or some shit, like, and just burnt him out so quick that like he turned into this. But luckily there's still time for him to turn around, because I don't think there was enough damage done, because there's not enough stardom there to do the damage. Because at some point, I don't know where that came from in my brain, but that was a long time ago now.
Yeah.
I at this point, I don't know how many
5 years ago.
Well, he can go like, "Do you know who the fuck I am?" Like, and people are gonna be like, "No."
But I guess what I'm
the guy that took the selfie with Justin Timberlake. You're like,
so here's what I'm trying to say though is and you see it happen a lot of times with bringing it back to wrestling. You see it a lot of times with these wrestlers who get old and their bodies get broken down and they really just need to stop. But if you were the fucking man for a while and you like, can you imagine that feeling when your song hits and people go fucking nuts and then you walk out and just like, imagine if you walked into a room, Pat, and tens of thousands of people just went like fucking yeah, and then they started chanting Pat, 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 like, and you had that experience. You had that experience multiple times a week for years. It's hard to like walk away from that, and when it starts to die down, accept that like you'll never get that, like it'll never be like that per se. I'm saying on a much smaller scale, like that fucking year that kid probably spent doing all the fucking shit, getting all the attention. I'm wondering if it's this thing where, because he got that so young, so early, will it be a thing that he's just like, I just need the attention. It's like, he's not going to get that type of attention ever again.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck selfie kid gonna, he's getting in fights at California pizza kitchens.
Drunken fights. Fight, California pizza kitchen. That is a level of shit that sucks so bad to get, because he didn't make enough money from the stardom to cover all the court costs. So he's going to be like, he's fucked now, because now he is the kid who's doing that, but he has no way to monetize this whatsoever. There's no way that anybody is going to give a shit about with it. And it sucks, because it's like, his life didn't have to get ruined. Why did Justin Timberlake ruin Janet Jackson's life, then this kid's life, and then also everyone else in the world's life? He sicked the FCC on all of us, and now we're sitting here.
That's literally, yeah. The titty literally like made everything worse on
He
TV.
forced it on us. That fucking monster, dude. What's going on with Justin Timberlake? That monster bitch, allegedly.
No, we stand JT on this.
He might be a lizard person. I don't know. He might live in the moon, allegedly.
Don't you dare put that. Don't you dare put that on JT.
You don't know. If it comes out though, you owe me $10.
All right, deal. I owe you 10 donuts.
Don't get me started.
So, let me hit you with this before we get the hell out of here. It wouldn't be an episode of Drag the Lake if we didn't have an update on our girl, T Swift.
Yeah.
Did you hear about this? I actually thought this was kind of interesting because this is the never-ending saga of us being 33-year-old dudes trying to figure out the fuck is up with this chick that makes everyone go crazy. So apparently, this is what the tweet says from Popbase. Taylor Swift's Era Tour concert film earns the biggest single-day ticket sale record for AMC with $26 million, surpassing previous record holder Spider-Man No Way Home, $16.6 million. And I read an article that's technically pre-sale tickets because the thing doesn't come out yet. But yeah, just on the first day, she racked up $26 million in pre-sale tickets in an era where people don't give a fuck about the movie theater and shit like that.
And this is a concert film. Okay, so
yeah.
This isn't where. Okay, so I was confused. I apologize. I missed the context at the beginning there. I thought this was like people were paying money to go to the theater to watch her,
like a live stream.
Like a live stream, yeah, like because doesn't who is it, Fandango or some shit? Some place does that. Phantom something or other, where they do like Fathom events. They do a thing where they'll have there will be a live performance of something that they'll play at their theater or something like that. So that but it's just a concert film.
Yeah, but apparently, I don't know. I'm getting intrigued with Taylor Swift a little bit more than I previous was because, dude, on a recent episode of Panties, Nate was asking me, he's like, "Can I ask you a white guy question?" He's like, "Why do white guys love Taylor Swift?" And I was like, "Wait, what? I didn't know we did." And then I'm like, "This is news to me." And I was trying to tell him, I was like, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I haven't got by one or two songs. Like I've definitely, She's got the one song, Blank Spaces, that I really fuck with. But outside of that, I'm like, it's fine. But apparently, I'm not up on my white guy info. There's apparently a sect of white dudes who are really vibing out hard to Taylor Swift. She's kind of making there's something, she's hit a different level of influence on the culture right now. And I completely missed all of it. Yeah, I completely missed all of it.
I don't have. So I actually know what you're talking about. There's a couple people that I'm familiar with that have been not only being telling people that are that have been familiar with Taylor Swift and her work, going "Oh my God, have you heard this?" And they're just like, "Yeah, that was a fucking hit 6 or 7 years ago. What the fuck's wrong with you?"
Something happened recently.
Yeah,
where
it's older white dudes. It's older white dudes. It is even older than us. Older than us.
No, you know what it is?
Huh?
It coincided with the downfall of Kanye because Taylor. Because for the longest time, it was always Taylor Swift was always this person who would get fucking huge and do crazy numbers, but everyone generally outside of the middle schoolers that listened to her, everyone was just like, "Look at this dickhead. Look at this fucking asshole," and shit like that. And then I noticed because it was always I remember there's this one video do you remember, I don't know how much you listen to Kanye, but I think it was on Yeezus. I forget how the line goes, but he has the one. He has part of it. He says, you
He
know,
made that bitch famous or whatever.
yeah, he's like something something. I think me and Taylor would have sex. I made that bitch famous. And
Yeah.
then I remember a couple years later, Kim Kardashian posts this video online trying to be like, yo, Taylor Swift's a fucking snake or trying to shit on her. But then you watch the video and it's basically a video of Kanye sitting there being like, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to sing about you in the song. I'm not going to say anything crazy. And then she's on a phone call and Kim Kardashian's sitting there recording a phone call that Taylor Swift doesn't know is being recorded.
Yeah.
But then I remember everyone watching that and I forget why, but they were all like, look at this dumb bitch Taylor Swift. And I was
Yeah,
like,
I remember
no,
that. I remember all
that's
that. Yeah,
Kim. That's Kim and Kanye being dickheads.
yeah.
But there was always this skewed perception on Taylor Swift. And then I think with the recent downfall of Kanye, it feels like everyone's like we like Taylor Swift, but not just we like Taylor Swift. Her shit's legitimately good. And I'm like, when did this happen?
Yeah, I think you're right. It could be people because there was also the controversy of him. The initial thing that he's talking about, I think, is like him going up and snatching the statue, saying that Beyonce should have won the award, yada yada yada. They've been connected a lot, obviously, through songs and everything like that. But she's been pretty consistently putting out shit. I think so. Maybe it's the move. It's that maybe it's his downfall, and people are like, all right, well, I'm gonna give this Taylor Swift chick a try because this is also coinciding with her releasing all of these albums that she re-recorded to fuck over her old producer and to get the rights and everything like that. So people are like, fuck yeah, dude, she's out here fucking over this dickhead that tried to screw her over, but which by the way did not try to screw her over, just bought the rights to her. She was offered the rights to her songs. I guess she said that she thought they were too expensive. And then this guy said, all right, well, I'll buy it, and did. So apparently, you know what I mean? Like, apparently that's the story, but she was just like, that's fucked up. How can you fucking do that to me? I'm going to fucking re-record all of these and make them sound the same. And then she did it. And everybody's like, maybe people are like, fuck yeah, that's some real shit. That's cool.
Yeah.
But they're getting re-released and they're re-entering their, purview. And they're like, this is a fucking good song.
Yeah, that's a good point. I forgot. I keep forgetting she's like re-recording all her albums, and I'm looking at the release date, and she put out the Fearless re-record in 2021, Red re-record in 2021, Speak Now in 2023, and 1989, which I think was one of her real big ones. I mean, they're all big,
and they're not. And I don't think she's doing her early ones, just like from a certain point on, and then she's going to probably re-release. So it's like,
now she did too.
The whole thing.
She's starting at her second one, and she's re-released her second, third, fourth, and fifth album, and those, like, they've all been big. I'm looking at them. Yeah, you know what it is? All her albums have been big, but those four, I think, were like the biggest ones.
Yeah. So I think she's got some real smart marketing on her side. She's doing everything right. You know what I mean? Like, she did that. She had that news a while back where she was like, streams should pay the artist more, and but then brought it under the disguise of saying like all of these independent bands aren't getting the money from their stream plays. And she's like, BTW, I'm going to be re-releasing all of my most popular albums, and I'm going to also say tell everyone I wasn't given the rights to my songs and blah blah blah, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, everything's just so perfect. She's got this huge tour going on. She's working her ass off. I'm saying she is working the fucking working her fingers to the bone, I guess, doing this shit.
Yeah.
But also like, it's everything is just so fucking perfect for all of this shit to be coming together like this.
Yeah, it's definitely, well, yeah, she's definitely smart.
She's a
like
lizard
phrasing
person.
it. She's definitely smart, like phrasing it the way she's doing it, where it is just like, yeah, you had a bad deal and now you're re-recording it to make more money, which is fine. But
Yeah,
it's like, yeah, it's not. I
you
didn't
weren't a
know.
victim.
I didn't know that about like what actually happened, where like she was offered and then was like, nah, I'm not gonna. I didn't know
Well,
that. That's interesting.
yeah,
And yeah, so it's just like, yeah, no, you didn't hop on an opportunity that you should have. That you're not a victim, but at the same time, she can't, she can't phrase it the other way, because then it doesn't come off as magical, because everyone needs a movie timeline
yeah.
type of interpretation of everything. So this is a much more enjoyable. Yeah, you know what? I didn't realize that, because this way um frames her as more of a victim and makes her more endearing and shit like that. And then I'll give her props. From what I've heard, she like really she like put a lot of work into that show. It's
Yeah.
apparently like a good fucking time.
And also like she like is sharing the wealth. She's giving her fucking crew and people a bunch of fucking money. Like she's I don't think she's a total piece of shit or anything. I'm just saying, like, I just think that it's very calculated. You know what I mean? Like, you know how you can tell how fucking fake Garth Brooks is and shit.
Yeah.
She's like it's just too perfect. But as far as like loving her, I still don't really care. I feel the exact same way I always have. And I thought at first what you were talking, Nate, was saying was that white guys are really attracted to her, which I am also. I think she's a great looking gal, but I don't necessarily even. It's not like I'm like, oh my god, you know what I mean?
No, apparently the way he was putting it, apparently it's like a lot of white dudes are kind of unironically vibing out to
Yeah,
her, which I was
that's what
like,
it was. Yeah,
I in my circle of white men, I have not experienced that one iota. And like I said before, I'm not saying I don't like any of her songs. Some of her songs have caught me in the right way, but generally speaking, I'm like, I've heard her shit and I go, it's fine.
I've never
Um,
I've never consciously put on a Taylor Swift song. I've never done it.
mm,
Like I've never said like I'm gonna put some Taylor Swift on. I've not. I may have been like, "What's that song? What are you talking?" Like when you said that song "Blank Spaces" earlier.
Blank
I'll
Spaces.
whatever. I'll put that in. I'll put that in
What? I
later.
was
And then
answering your question.
no. I said that song you said earlier, "Blank Spaces," and then you said "Blank Spaces."
Oh.
I thought I wasn't as sorry. I wasn't asking. I apologize. But there was but like I'll look that song up later on. Like aside from that, but I've never been like I want to listen to some Taylor Swift, and I'll
Yeah.
like
The only reason for me I looked up a song
watch
was because
watch,
the only
watch both of us do it and just be like and become the biggest fucking Taylor Swift fans.
next
And just
week
be like,
be
I'm
like,
gonna check it out.
welcome to Swiftcast.
Swift the Lake.
Drag the Taylor. But yeah, no, the only reason I actually like looked for a Taylor Swift song is cause, dude, it's so funny because all of her songs are just fine to me. And then I heard Blank Spaces and I go, what is this song doing to me? Why do I fucking love this song? It has really good harmonies and melodies and shit in it. I'm not like
Blank
listening to it.
Spaces.
Yeah, I'm not listening to it like, oh my god, this is so true, Taylor. You're so on point with this.
Yeah.
But there's like musically, it like fucking gets me because of the blending of melodies and shit like
You're not
that.
just like
I listen to it like this. But yeah, I will say this is the other half of the reason I like paying attention to Taylor Swift, because she is like the biggest thing right now
yeah.
in music, and in a time where no one's making fucking money comparatively speaking. This is an interesting thing because I was watching this one dude, he made a good point where like the current day and age is weird because we don't have like a monoculture anymore, where back in the day everyone would be into their own thing, but there would always be that other thing that literally everyone knew about. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
like when the Waz Up commercial came out, every single person knew about the Waz Up commercial. Or I'm trying to think of other examples, like when Michael Jackson, everyone had all the bands that they liked, but when Michael Jackson put out a certain song, everybody knew that song. We don't have that anymore. So you don't see things. I feel like we don't see entertainment, like different sources of entertainment having these big epic moments like this. So to see someone like Taylor Swift, where she'll go and she'll play The Link and she'll have 70,000 people, and then she'll have another 10 or 20,000 in the fucking parking lot. Like, she is making these women and young girls and stuff do things that are crazy, like wait 6 hours to buy a shitty sweatshirt and stuff like that. So that to me is fascinating.
Yeah, I think it is really interesting because she is getting to the point where like because somebody I heard this was the best point I heard brought up about it, like how are there so many people, and like she's like 30, she's like 30 something, like she's 36, I think she's a 36-year-old woman. Yeah, she's a 36-year-old woman, but again,
no,
like
she's 33
33
and a half, so basically 36.
Okay, that's what I thought. Thanks, Andy, I appreciate that.
Anything for you, buddy.
But like she's a 33-year-old woman, but like all these, but she's connecting with these 14-year-old girls, 13-year-old girls, but also 30-year-old women. But that's because these were the women that were fans of her when they were 13, when she was also 13.
Yeah.
And they've grown up listening to her this whole time. And now their daughters are fans, and also some of their dads, apparently.
But apparently, yeah, she's been putting out music since she was like fucking 15 or something.
But like I hope it's all genuine, and I hope it's all really cool. But you're right, it's been kind of discussed of like who was it that said that? Billy Joel. I don't know why somebody quoted Billy Joel about it, but he said he hasn't seen like it's because it was like she went to some wedding in New Jersey, and like there were like thousands of people outside of the outside of the restaurant.
Yeah, I saw that video. She stopped at a fucking restaurant.
Yeah.
To like meet up with people, and it turned, because I saw that she walked in the restaurant with her security, and all these fucking people were on the roof, like like you could hear them. And then when she left the restaurant, there was a fucking gigantic crowd surrounding it with like fucking signs and shit.
Yeah, so it's like the Billy, I think it was like Billy Joel that was like, it might have been somebody else that was like, I haven't seen something like this since like Beatlemania. So it is to that point where she has surpassed, like, I don't think Bieber could do that. Maybe, but like she's at a level now where like it is pretty crazy to see that. But also, dude, what do we always see when like somebody reaches this pinnacle? There's like, and I don't mean this like, I hope it doesn't happen. That's what I want to say. But there's always a downfall, and there's always like there's something that happens. You know what I mean? Like Elvis died on the fucking shitter. The Beatles broke up, and then like, half of them either got shot or fucking died from something else. Like I just feel like, I hope that like she does seem to be a pretty genuine person, but the child stardom with all this extra stardom added onto it makes me worried that it's going to corrupt the young lass.
I don't know. She seems,
also, her re-recording albums for years makes me feel like, hey, write some fucking new music, lady.
She just did.
I know. She's a prolific young lady. Because there's got to be a downside, right? She can't be perfect, can she? Can't she, Andy?
You can't. You go, write some new music, and I go, she did. You go, I know.
I actually didn't know. I after you see what happened, Andy, was before you said that, I didn't know. Then when you said she just did, I did know. So I wanted to let you know. Now I know. So So that's all that is. I'm just clarifying for you, Andy. That's
I'm
all.
glad I could help. Yeah, no, it for me it's interesting. And now this is gonna get me more intrigued with Taylor Swift because I'm gonna turn into a Swiftie, dude. It's gonna happen.
You already love a song, and I'm it's still a possibility for me because I haven't tapped in yet.
And the odds that there's not another song, like she's got like 10 albums. There's got to be one other that fucking hits me, and then that turns into 3, and that turns into 4, and then I'm fucking
and then you got a playlist, and then you're like, hey Pat, can I share this playlist with you?
And I'm stealing Steph's credit card to buy tickets.
And you're like, can you get me a Taylor Swift soccer jersey, please? Can you give me a Taylor Swift night?
But what it is for me is, so I get intrigued by the spectacle of it, and I do think it is interesting that there is a musician doing this, you know, having this sort of impact on people. But then at the same time, I'm gonna get like weird and introspective about it because I go, what is it though? Because that's the thing. I'm trying to think of an example, but like there's certain things that like I'm not into, but I get why they're huge. Like my whole it's like now I gotta figure out like what the fuck is it that like what does Taylor Swift unlock in these women and shit?
Yeah.
I think that's the question that we'll just have to fucking figure out.
What's the difference between her and Reba McEntire, Andy? Let's get into it. Let's go for another 2 hours and let's talk exclusively about this.
All right. This has been a good ass episode. Thank you everyone for hanging out. Tony, aka Joe, Henry, Derek. I'm assuming he's still there.
Derek, you're number 1 as well. Everybody's number 1, but I'm also number 1.
We're all number 1. Here on Drag the Lake, everybody is number 1. All right. No stream Sunday. Until next time, we love you all. Be about it. Peace.
Come to Philly.